with me. I'm really looking forward to hearing your story online.
Benvenuti a casa mia. I am excited to welcome you back to my home. So, pull up a chair and cook along with me as I share meals and memories from my table on this season of Lydia's Kitchen. Tutti a tavola, a mangiare.
See it Saturday on Idaho Public Television.
In this episode, musician Ruben Blades and journalist Natalie Morales uncovered their roots.
How does it make you feel to read that?
I was afraid you would find this.
You can't make this up.
Incredible. And the fact that it wasn't shared by anyone before.
Tune in Tuesday at 7 on Idaho Public Television.
I've taught history for 40 years, written books, launched a museum, and a podcast. I've learned history isn't only found in archives. No matter where I go, I see park rangers, curators, and activists reshaping how we understand the past. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we preserve these great spaces. Join me and let's discover the future of America's past.
From the beginning, she was different and special and unique. That's what led her to follow her heart, her mind, her instincts for social justice. Abigail Scott Duniway was probably one of the longest lasting suffrage activists in the country.
She was an Oregon Trail pioneer at the age of 17, a farmer's wife at 18. Then she became a mother, first to 6 children, later to a movement that would change the course of women's lives forever. Duniway was prolific and persistent, and horrified by the lack of rights and equality for women in the West.
Women for Duniway were caught in a situation where there was no escape, no way out, no employment opportunity, really no money that they could call their own, no property they could call their own. And she began to think about, instead of putting babies into cradles, how about putting ballots into ballot boxes?
In the early 1870s, Duniway established a suffrage association in Oregon and a women's rights newspaper called the New Northwest. Her first public speech was an introduction of the famous suffragist, Susan B. Anthony, to a Portland audience.
When she began, women were often laughed off the stage or so harshly disparaged that you wonder that they had any courage to keep going. But it didn't stop Abigail. She kept right on going.
To seek ultimate reality is to follow explanations until explanations end. And when explanations end, what remains? I'm looking for what remains. Physicists see fundamental laws. Believers see God. Some see consciousness. I'd love to see consciousness as ultimate reality. But isn't consciousness an unnatural choice?
Isn't consciousness produced by brains? Aren't brains evolutionary accidents? Not so, say a few scientists. While brains facilitate human consciousness, cosmic consciousness generates brains and everything else. What motivates this coronation of consciousness as the cause of all reality, the progenitor of existence? Is consciousness ultimate reality? I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn, and Closer to Truth is my journey to find out. I'd like consciousness to go beyond the physical world, but must I reject